Apple's liquid glass in iOS 26. Love it or hate it. In a breathtaking twist of modern design, Apple's liquid glass ignites passionate debate. Imagine a design language so bold that it instantly divides opinions. Some call it a visionary step forward while others dismiss it with snarky nicknames. Yes, you might have seen phrases like liquid ass on The Verge. And if you were expecting to join the ranks of its detractors when the beta first dropped, you're not alone. Yet, despite a few aspects that have irked me, what has truly taken me by surprise is how naturally I've adapted to it. And here's where it gets controversial. Apple seems hell-bent on propelling us into this futuristic, mixed reality aesthetic, whether we welcome it or not. Let me be clear. Finding liquid glass merely acceptable doesn't mean it's a masterpiece. After spending several weeks navigating iOS 26, my feelings remain neutral, an outcome better than I had feared. The concept began with the Vision Pro's interface, where windows appear to float on a backdrop as if resting on transparent glass, a design that made perfect sense in the realm of virtual reality. Then it seemed someone at Apple, perhaps inspired by films like Minority Report, decided that every operating system they create should capture that same ethereal glow. Predictably, the initial beta showcased a design that was overly transparent and screamingly sci-fi. In response, Apple rolled out 3 subsequent beta updates, fine-tuning transparency and contrast settings. They adjusted the intensity of the glass effect, sometimes dialing it down, and other times pushing it up, while making critical usability improvements, such as fixing the near-unusable control center. Although these refinements were necessary, the core vision remained unchanged. Is that a revolutionary approach to user interfaces? I'm not entirely convinced. Amid my daily routine of searching apps and dismissing countless notifications, the design has essentially become background noise. I have no intention of activating that quirky option that turns every home screen icon into a dull colorless blob. In its default state though, liquid glass almost fades into the backdrop of everyday use. Not everyone is content with this evolution. My colleague Victoria Song absolutely detests it, arguing that the pervasive transparency makes it tough to read notifications and messages. She has resorted to enabling certain accessibility settings to mitigate the issue, and one might ask, if we have to compromise usability, what purpose does liquid glass really serve? And this is the part most people miss. I must admit, I still catch myself distracted by some design quirks. The liquid, droplet-like effect tends to magnify background elements, causing an occasional visual pop in Safari when something slides behind the search bar unexpectedly. Yet for the most part, the effect has faded into the familiar environment. I appreciate features like the long clock on the lock screen, which makes it easier to glimpse the time across the room, and the convincing spatial enhancements applied to lock screen photos. But aside from these little bonuses, the new design is largely forgettable. In a sense, liquid glass hasn't so much enchanted me as it has simply worn me down through constant exposure. This, however, is classic Apple. I once thought AirPods were hideous and vowed never to use them, yet now they're a daily staple. Or I opt for an Android-friendly version when necessary. The iPhone X, which eliminated the home button, also faced significant backlash, only to eventually become the standard. Apple relentlessly pursues its design vision, even when the criticism is both loud and, in many cases, completely justified. Ultimately, these design gambles tend to lead down one of 2 roads. Either the feature proves to be a complete misstep, forcing Apple to quietly retreat later on, or we all simply acclimate until the next dramatic redesign arrives. I suspect liquid glass falls into the latter category. It's a slow burn, and in this protracted design face-off, Apple always seems to come out ahead. What do you think? Are you ready to embrace a design that might feel like a mixed reality marvel or a persistent nuisance? Do you agree with Apple's bold direction, or do you side with the critics, who find its transparency overdone? Share your views. This is a discussion worth having. iPadOS 26 public beta first look, top features, and game-changing upgrades. Imagine holding an iPad that feels like it's truly unlocking its full potential, no longer constrained by outdated limitations, but rather embracing the power and flexibility of its hardware. That's exactly what iPadOS 26 aims to deliver, and it's now available as a public beta. This update is monumental, introducing a fresh design aesthetic and a suite of productivity enhancements that bring the iPad even closer to the capabilities of a Mac, without sacrificing its unique charm. Apple's latest design overhaul introduces a new visual language characterized by rounded elements and liquid glass effects, which add a touch of transparency and depth. However, this transition hasn't been without its challenges. The evolving nature of these design changes means that some features look fantastic, while others remain somewhat difficult to read. It's clear that Apple is committed to refining this look, but the current iteration might not be perfect for everyone. Will they nail it in time for release, or will they need to rethink their approach? Only time will tell. One of the most significant changes in iPadOS 26 is the complete overhaul of the windowing system. Gone are the days of limited multitasking features like split view and slide over. Now iPad users can enjoy a fully functional windowing experience that mirrors the Mac's capabilities. You can freely resize and reposition windows, overlap them, and even control them with familiar stoplight buttons. This level of customization is a game changer for professionals who rely on multitasking to boost productivity. But here's where it gets controversial. Apple has also integrated the menu bar into iPadOS 26. This long-awaited feature has been hinted at for years, and its inclusion is a testament to the growing convergence between iPad and Mac. The menu bar appears in multi-window mode and can be activated by moving the pointer to the top of a screen, swiping down with a finger, or using a keyboard shortcut. While it's not exactly identical to the Mac's version, it's a significant step forward in usability. For creators and professionals who deal with audio and video content, iPadOS 26 brings a major breakthrough: support for local background recording. This means you can record audio or video locally while simultaneously participating in a call through an app like Zoom. It's a solution that many have been hoping for, and it significantly enhances the iPad's appeal for podcasters and videographers. Another area of improvement is the Files app, which has taken on a more Finder-like appearance. Users can now customize column views, sort files by various criteria, and set default apps for specific file types. These changes make file management more intuitive and efficient, bringing the iPad closer to the functionality of a Mac. Shortcuts, Apple's automation tool, has also received a major upgrade with the introduction of the Use Model action. This new feature allows users to integrate workflows with Apple's AI models, including ChatGPT. While the results can be unpredictable, this capability opens up new possibilities for automation that were previously unattainable. New additions to iPadOS 26 include the Preview app, which offers enhanced markup features for PDFs, and the Journal app, which is now available on the iPad and Mac. These apps cater to users who require more advanced tools for their work or personal projects. In conclusion, the iPadOS 26 represents a significant leap forward for the iPad, offering a blend of cutting-edge design and powerful productivity features. Whether you're a casual user or a professional, this update provides something valuable. But will it be enough to justify the high price points of devices like the iPad Pro? The answer likely depends on individual needs and preferences. What do you think? Is iPadOS 26 a game changer, or is there room for improvement? iOS 26 Beta. Top 4 game-changing features for your iPhone. Warning, your iPhone is about to look and feel radically different. Are you ready to experience the future of iOS? Apple's iOS 26 public beta has arrived, and we've taken the plunge to give you the lowdown on the 4 most significant changes. But before we dive in, a heads up. To try this beta, you'll need an iPhone 11 or newer and a healthy dose of patience. After all, this is still a work in progress, and you might encounter some quirky behavior, overheating, or faster battery drain. Playing it safe? No worries. We've been testing this software for weeks, so you don't have to. Keep in mind that some or all of these features might change before the final release. Here's your sneak peek at the top 4 changes that'll either win you over or take some getting used to. 1. Liquid glass redefines iPhone aesthetics. Love it or hate it, liquid glass is here to stay, and it's not just about transparent icons. This glossy, glassy sheen will permeate your entire iPhone experience, from notifications to menu bars, buttons, and app controls. Yes, it's striking, but we found that it can be overwhelming at times, making certain controls and icons hard to see. Apple is actively fine-tuning this new visual language, so share your feedback using the new Feedback app. Your input could make a difference. Pro tip: struggling with the design? Let Apple know and they might just address your concerns. 2. The phone app just got a whole lot smarter. Tired of annoying phone calls? The latest update brings 2 game-changing features to the table. First, you can now require unknown callers to state their purpose before your phone even rings. Goodbye, scam calls. Additionally, when you're put on hold, the call will fade into the background, and your phone will ring again when a human is ready to talk. However, there's a catch. The software can't always distinguish between a live person and a recording, leading to occasional false alerts. Apple Intelligence, a mixed bag of exciting tools. This update introduces several new and updated Apple Intelligence powered tools. You can now enable live translated captions on FaceTime calls, though there's a slight delay, and even translate phone calls in real time, but only for French, German, Portuguese, and Spanish, with more languages supported in text messages. The Visual Intelligence tool has also been enhanced, allowing you to analyze screenshots, ask ChatGPT questions, search Google for specific image elements. Pro tip, tired of the full screen preview after taking a screenshot? Disable it by going to Settings, General, Screen Capture. 4. A cleaner, more intuitive camera app. The iPhone's camera app has finally received the makeover it deserved. Exotic recording modes like panorama and spatial capture are now hidden by default, and most settings are clearly labeled and easily accessible. The design is more readable even from a distance, and your iPhone will even notify you when your lenses need a cleaning. Plus, creators will love the new ability to use external microphones while recording and control the camera with certain AirPods models, though the latter requires the AirPods to be in your ears. But here's where it gets controversial. Do you think the liquid glass aesthetic is a bold step forward or a misstep? Share your thoughts. And which of these new features are you most excited about? Let us know in the comments. We want to hear from you. Will you be trying the iOS 26 public beta or playing it safe until the official release? What do you think about the new Apple Intelligence tools? Are they game changers or just nice to haves? Do you have any favorite features from this update that we haven't mentioned? Share your discoveries.